I mean, I always thought I had a decent serve with variation, to be quite honest. I definitely had better and worse days before, but now it seems like I'm able to, just serve maybe better consistently, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the case, but um, we're definitely also talking about faster conditions in Cincinnati and also now here. But I'm using conditions to my advantage, it seems like, and I hope I can serve equally good, come Sunday.
Roger, in anticipation to the final, a few days ago when Djokovic was playing Bautista Agut and he dropped the second set, people would be cheering for Bautista Agut. Djokovic showed some anger, and he said in his post-match conference that he was angry at himself. Do you think that might be an anticipation for the crowd preference in your favor, and how do you manage that, and what you expect about that issue in the final?
Well, I mean, I'll get ready for either crowd, I must say, because there's never a guarantee who the crowd are going to be cheering for. I hope the crowd is going to be happy to see me in the finals as well again after, what's it been, 6 years now I haven't been in the finals. Sounds like a big deal. It's not that long ago, in my opinion. And I still remember the 6 finals I played from 04 to 09 greatly, and I had, many great ones. One very tough one against Agassi, where the crowd was totally lopsided his side. So I think it's important to prepare for both. I definitely think if there would be more on my side, that will give me a lift and extra energy and momentum, possibly. But that could swing the match a little bit. But other than that, obviously Novak's a great player. Both of us have played in all tough conditions, and you got to play well to beat him. There's no question about that.
Dave, Roger, we've talked to some other players about your sneak attack, and a lot of them have praised it and laughed about it and so forth. But Novak, on 2 occasions, has basically said that he didn't want to comment about it. Today, he said a little something. He said, "That's all I have to say about it." I'm just wondering, has he said anything to you about it? Do you get any sense of his feeling about it?
I haven't spoken much to other players about this. It's really the players coming up to my coach, Severin, and talking about it. So me personally, I haven't heard much feedback from any player, almost, to be quite honest. I hear it more through the press, and I hear some, read some, but not that much, to be honest. For me, if it makes sense, which I think it does, I'll use it in the finals. I used it to great effect against him in a tough situation that was a 4-1 in the breaker against him in Cincy. We'll see if the occasion presents itself. It's got to be the right point, the right frame of mind, the right place to do it, and I hope I'll have the opportunity to do it. Right. If I? It's really by feel, to be quite honest. I think it's important for me to mix up like you said, the spin, the kick, and the pace serves. So I keep doing it constantly to different locations that I feel like it's important to hit. I'm sure also I take wrong decisions sometimes, and the other guy maybe reads your serve at times. Like Novak read Chilic's serve perfectly, I guess, but that's a matchup for Novak that just works very well. And for me, it's important to serve the right way at the right time. It's really important, and that you back yourself with your own serve at the most important moments, like down love 40, bring the serve into the box number 1, bring it close to the line, because close to the line also means that sometimes the opponent sort of waits for it to either go out and then it's already past you. So I believe a lot in serving very accurately, and I can do that over a long period of time, which has helped me a lot in my career.
How much of the way you attacked Stan tonight was based upon the way he was playing, and do you think you could attack that consistently against Novak?
I mean, we'll see. You know, I think Stan didn't have a very high first serve percentage in the first set. I don't think. So that definitely gave me some bigger, more looks on second serves. But of course, Stan has more power on the first serve than Novak has, so it's a different server, to be quite honest. You know, also returns very different to one another, so I don't want to compare those two. But I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to play this aggressive against Stan, because he does, when he's on, he presents a very different challenge to all the players I've played thus far in this tournament. But now that I've been able to do it also against Stan, definitely gives me confidence that maybe I can also do it against Novak this way.
Nick,
Roger, a lot of the talk at Wimbledon was how well you played in the lead up to the final, especially in that semi against Andy, and then ran into Novak. I'm just curious if you took anything from a learning perspective out of that, and if you believe in, we call it peaking, and people said you peaked too early to believe in that.
Possibly. I mean, I didn't quite agree that I played a poor finals. You know, I think I played okay in the finals, maybe not even bad at times. You know, I just think Novak played a really good finals. He was super tough and deserved it at the end. You know, I never really looked into the match that much. I kind of left it and just said, okay, whenever I need to be, I'll go back to it, and then that's what we'll do after tonight, I guess. So I think there's a lot of positives for me to take away from that match, or all of Wimbledon, Cincinnati as well. That match was Novak there, and then now how I've played here this far. So I think it's a interesting 3 months to look back on and take the good and the bad and compress all of those in one thing, and hopefully come up with the perfect game plan against Novak Sunday.
Roger, you clearly mastered the art of excellence of staying at the top for long periods of time. On air, you just mentioned that you like to learn from other athletes about dominance, and you mentioned in particular that I recall Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Pete, and Andre. Could you mention some of the key things you learned from this work?
Well, I used to be famous for not being consistent. So for me, I never thought I could bring it, you know, in practice, in the matches, week in, week out, every year. I never thought that was really something that I could do. I knew I could be surprising. I felt like I could not beat anybody at any day, but you know, I knew I had something in me that I liked the big occasions. I liked playing against the best and testing myself there and not shying away from that. But consistency was something for me that was just so far away. So for me, seeing, you know, like all the athletes you mentioned, I didn't understand how they could do it. And I think I tried to learn from them, see how they did it, and then hopefully one day, you know, do something similar, I guess, you know. But it took me a big mental step and a physical improvement to actually to get to that level. It took me a while, but I'm happy I figured it out at some stage.
Roger, after tonight, there is one Swiss in the final, and then there are also two Italians, which is a bit unexpected, a little bit more. Because with my is thinking to withdraw our media credentials because we are ruining the tournament with Italians.
That's what you would do in Italy, wouldn't you?
Comment on that. What do you think about what happened also in the women's side and Serena losing and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a huge surprise, wasn't it? I didn't see much of it. I always thought Pennetta plays a nice game. I'm not surprised for some reason that she's in the finals, because she showed big matches in the past. Roberta's more famous for her doubles almost, but of course I like that she's a one-handed backhand and used this slice to great effect. And obviously for you guys, it's an unbelievable moment in Italian history almost. Even though you've had success with Zerani and Schiavone as well, I guess it's even a bigger occasion than me playing Stan tonight, because for that was a big deal in Switzerland as well, or for me it was anyway. It was a huge moment. And I hope that one day I can play Stan in a Grand Slam final. But you should enjoy it, because you just don't know when it's going to happen next. So I hope you're right, filling your pages, because they deserve it.
Time for a couple more here.
Roger, just going back to the chip and charge question before, there was a line around in the press yesterday with Boris Becker saying that it disrespects your opponent's serve. Just wanted to
Yeah, no, it's not disrespectful.
Scott.
Pretty simple.
Sorry, Roger. Actually, we are clearly obsessed with Saber. It's really fun.
Okay, I'll do some more. No problem.
I think McEnroe said he would have been insulted if it didn't happen.
Really? Okay.
And what I'm asking is, early on, I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, you didn't love the drop shot.
Yeah.
And you didn't like replay, because it wasn't like tennis. It wasn't what your code of the game was. I'm curious if earlier on, if someone had tried it on you, would you have liked it? Would you have taken umbrage at it? Or would you have thought it was cool and a great new tactic?
I mean, guys were almost doing that against me back in the day. I remember Max Mirny and Henman, they were like standing there like, all right, you know, holding their finger up, I'm coming in. You know I'm coming, so hit whatever second serve you want. You'll have to hit a pass. So I faced those guys, and it didn't matter how you approached it. I remember Spaniards standing outside of the doubles alley, waiting to hit a forehand on clay. I mean, because my second wasn't as good yet. So I faced all of that stuff as well. So I'm actually standing in position when they're serving, and then only once they toss it, that's when I run, so they don't actually really see me, in my opinion. Whatever works, as long as it's in the rules, I think you should be able to use it.
Last one, Howard. I'm sorry, everyone. You have to switch. Howard.
How would you characterize your rivalry with Novak? It's going to be a 40-second match against each other. How would you describe the rivalry? Do you think he's made you better, you've made him better, and is there one particular match, either victory for good reasons or for bad reasons, a loss, that sticks out for you in all of the matches you played?
Yeah, I mean, I see more of the generation of, Hewitt, Nalbandian, Agassi, those kind of guys, Henman, who I had trouble with in the beginning. I felt like they made me better players. And the same with my generation of guys were coming up, Ferrero, Safin, Roddick, Hewitt. I was trying to hang on with them and trying to, be that next wave of players, making it to the top, and everybody made it to world number one before me. So I think that was very motivational for me, made me a better player. Then I definitely think Rafa had a big effect as well, and just I had to adjust and change so many things, playing against him, preparing against him, thinking about it when I was practicing, and he's probably been the guy who challenged me the most with that. And Novak, it's been more straightforward in my opinion, and that's what I like about the rivalry. I think we both can just, I don't know how it's for him, but I feel like he doesn't need to adjust his game as much either. I think it's just a straight shootout, and I think that's the cool thing about our rivalry. It's very athletic. We both can handle each other's whatever we present to one another, and I've enjoyed our matches. It's very even, and that's it, I think. I don't need to add more here.
Sorry, everyone. We have to switch languages. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.